Previously on the F1 Road to Glory.
Come on, come on! Oh, this is exciting! Speed! Oh my God, he's got position! He's overtaken! No, he hasn't! But this is genuinely exciting racing with James May in it!
Yep, I don't know either, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Last time out, we didn't have much chaos. All we had was some simply good racing between myself and Fernando Alonso, Ferrari v Alpine, and yeah, I mean, maybe this is a turning point for the whole series. Maybe this is no longer going to be just a bit of a jokey series. We're going to actually have some hard-hitting, proper, serious racing from now on.
No.
Who am I kidding? Every time I say that in this series, we're literally let down immediately. But things have genuinely looked on the up. We had some decent pace, I felt, around Canada. Did get slowed up quite a fair bit with the fight with Alonso, but the pace was there to take the fight to him. And it's a very, very closely fought midfield battle here you're seeing with Ferrari, Alpine, McLaren, and Aston Martin. All of us having our fair share of bad luck and good luck as well. And very much like the Road to Glory series here, we're always looking to improve operationally as a team, hardware as well, and maybe that's something you guys could do, especially if you're on controller, because of today's video sponsor. Yep, today's video is sponsored by Nikon, who sent me their Pro Compact controller and challenged me to see how it was on F1 2020. Now, you guys know the main way I play F1 is on a wheel, so the controller very much is not my main domain, but I've used plenty of the normal controllers out there on the market, but Nikon wanted to challenge me to see what I can improve on with their Pro Compact controller. Their Pro Compact controller is an all unique design with a textured back for perfect grip, and also a unique shape as well that adapts more to your hands versus a normal Xbox controller, which is one thing I will say. It's designed for Xbox consoles and the PC. Of course, you guys know I do all my F1 on PC, and compared to a bog standard Xbox controller, the actual grip and the actual shape of the actual controller itself makes it a lot more comfy to actually hold in your hand and actually have your fingers ready for the triggers when it comes to braking, accelerating, and also moving them out of the joystick to actually move the steering wheel. Like most features on Pro controllers, it has better response curves, better dead zones, and trigger sensitivity, and that's going to obviously be a big part if you're playing F1 on PC or Xbox in terms of the actual trigger sensitivity of actually accelerating out of a corner or braking, in terms of trying to stop lockups or trying to get that smooth torque curve out of corners. And one thing I personally really liked about this was the lightweight nature of it compared to a bog standard Xbox controller, and then also the actual movability of the joystick was a lot more freer flowing, a lot quicker, so you can actually make those darting small little corrections when you're driving about. You maybe also might notice the controller is actually wide, but that's to give you literally zero latency. I've used plenty of wireless controllers in the past, and sometimes there always is a little bit of a lag between your actual input and what you're seeing on screen because of that Bluetooth connection. And also another extra surprising feature is also the controller has Dolby Atmos surround sound built in, so into any headphones you're going to plug in, you're going to get that enhanced sound effect. So if you do play F1 or other racing games on PC or Xbox consoles and you want to try and step up your controller game, then click the link down below in the description to go check out the Nikon Pro controller. But it's now time to do the business. Here we are then, the French Grand Prix Saturday qualifying, and it's actually a really decent first two turns here. The car, the nose turning in very sharply. We're up into P3 at the moment, but of course we had this at Canada last time, and then we lost a lot of speed in the chicanes as soon as the acceleration kind of balance of the car went away, and again losing some balance there as we go opposite lock and soaring away at the steering wheel down to P7, but still looking a bit okay. We're going to lose a bit of time though down this straight into the heart of Sector 3, down to P10, 11, losing a bit of time even though the engine, we made improvements of course. Ferrari for 2021, it's still lacking a little bit, but look at the grip and the hookup there we got through that right-hander, briefly up into P6, then down to P8, to the seesaw on the top left there on the position counters. We're back down to P8 then after briefly also getting back up to P6. This last sector really a whirlwind, and we're just trying our best, but through the last corner, absolutely just no grip. The grip literally simply did not exist in that final bend. I don't know what to say. And across the line, P11 with our teammate Leclerc, though, I'm pretty sure qualifying up in P6. So the final corner was just absolutely shocking. That alone got us outside the top 10. And unlike, maybe in my team and normal things, usually P11 might be, advantageous for us. But what you may be forgetting is here at Ferrari, that simply would not matter. We'd still we'll find some way to muck it up. In a place where maybe the one stop is the best way to go around here to jump people, I think our team would suggest a 3 stop to undercut someone. Who are we undercutting? Who knows? Sebastian Vettel's been asking that question to them since 2016 Hockenheim. France, I can't lie, he's usually a bit of a dud, so we're maybe going to be hoping this man spins out the Grand Prix maybe to give us a bit of safety car action or something or other, because, yeah, usually, you know, there's no real massive tyre wear around here. It's a circuit that doesn't, you know, invite too many overtakes and therefore, you know, instances where people might come together. So, yeah, I don't know, this really may be a timid period for the Road to Glory series. You know, we had obviously a titanic fight with Alonso, but there wasn't any, you know, there wasn't a crazy incident there, so we may get the same here, unless, yeah, Mazepin wants to spin again. But here we are then, on the grid, P11. Not really much advantage to be gained from being here with the Road to Glory series being a 25% race, so it's going to be soft to the medium tyres, and just hoping we can show some of that race pace we had last time out. Or to be honest, you know, we haven't really done that much praying to the F1 gods in the series so far, yet they have already delivered so much good luck to us. So maybe we should, maybe this is the time that we all sit down. You know what, everyone join me, alright? Kneel down the ground, cross-legged, whatever you want to do, stool on the, you know, whatever your preferences of sitting down in a religious context, if you will. And let's all, you know, just, you know, bring our prayer hands together and all come together to say, dear Formula One gods, may thy bless us with your, you know, crashing and safety car chaosness, and deliver the goods for the prancing horse when, at best of times, our horse is three-legged and has a crutch for a left rear hoof, if you will, and the horsepower may not be up to the standards of the other horses, but we don't talk about that. There was some sort of, you know, horse scandal thing in 2019. We settled the agreement with the Oval. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, may we please have a good race today and not be a boring piece of crap like France usually is. Amen. Are we saying namaste? Have a good Wiedersehen. Yeah, cool. Here we are then. It is showtime for the French Grand Prix. Prayers out of the way. All the strategy and numbers have been crunched. Let's see what we can do around France. Fire lights are out and we're underway. And it's actually a really great start versus Stroll there. We absolutely minced him off the line. For once, our car looking pretty good in a straight line acceleration there. Ocon getting very, very aggressive with Leclerc. As we try and go now through the inside. It's 3 wide into turn 2. We managed to get Ocon there. Norris able to get him as well. And he's actually now going to try and go and attack his teammate, Ricciardo, as Leclerc has actually managed to overtake the McLaren. And behind us, Ocon has just simply driven into the back of us and taken himself out at his home Grand Prix. Ocon early doors out in the Alpine as we go sailing around the outside of Lando Norris. It's a really great overtake, but now let's see the straight line speed. No, it's just not there. We've made improvements, but it's not enough. The McLaren is just that much quicker with a Mercedes engine. Also, you've got Vettel coming in there, and Aston Martin, I think that is, on their outside. It's getting very, very close. No, it's Stroll. Apologies. Vettel's things up the road, actually. The Gasly's come through as well in the AlphaTauri, but look at the exit speed. So although we lost 2 positions, got a good exit. It may be 3 wide coming into this next right-hander. No, Gasly backs out of it, and we're able to actually overtake him and slot it in between him and Norris, but we're still looking at the back of this McLaren now, and he's slow, and in the place where we were so good in qualifying in that corner, able to get him. Then we come to this left-hander, which is just absolutely abysmal for us every time, but we just park the car there, and we're able to maintain the P8. Look behind us, and Lando's actually fallen away, and we can actually catch up now to Ricciardo in the other McLaren, of course. Leclerc there in P6, so right now we're looking good. It's a kind of checkerboard of McLaren and Ferrari, and then once again, that man, the wily old fox, Fernando Alonso, up the road just ahead of Leclerc. So I wonder if we'll have another dual Alpine v Ferrari. But first of all, we need to try and get past Daniel Ricciardo in the McLaren. No DRS at this point of the race yet, so pure slipstream and engine power here and fuel. And we're just not really gaining too much on Ricciardo there. And what we're going to watch out is we've already been now behind Ricciardo for a good lap, this is now, as we enter lap number 2. And as we saw from previous races, especially Spain, we've got to watch out for the engine. And, oh boy, is it absolutely roasting. Look at that. It's near enough brick red. I've said it before. I said it again. I said it at Spain. what did Ferrari do? They improved the engine, but to what cost, really? Because is there any point of having a better engine if you can't simply use it? If you're being forced to go down to lean mixture for most of the race because there's no cooling. The cooling is just simply an ice pack the engineers put in the engine before we get to the grid. I think I've honestly experienced way more cooling from a gust of wind, but we all know how that's probably going to affect this car. If we brought that to the equation, it's probably just going to spew us off into the wall. So we don't actually want that. So we're kind of just stuck in this situation where, yeah, the engine's not very quick. But even when it is a little bit quick, it just overheats straight away. You can see now we're cooling down the car a little bit. Ricciardo even goes a little bit defensive here, but just stuck, really. And I think Leclerc's going to face the same thing because he's been behind Alonso for so long now. Have a little half-hearted look around the inside. Instead, we just take off that yellow cone. I'm sure that wasn't important to the French organisers there. I just did a bit of cleaning up for them on the apex. But Leclerc is going to face the same issue because here we are then on the main straight. DRS is activated now, but the McLaren is just going to pick up pace and gain on that Ferrari head. We lose some time to Ricciardo there. You can see visually Leclerc is losing some time to the Alpine as well. And even though we're so good through that right-hander, we're right up the back of Ricciardo. Watch this. We're so close to him, yet he starts to pull away like nothing. And then look at that. He just goes down the inside like it's nothing on Leclerc. There's no DRS at that part of the circuit as well. He just pulled away. I mean, that right there just looked like 2020 Ferrari vibes. So I don't know what to say, really. So Leclerc's down to P7. We're in P8 here, and now it may be Ferrari v Ferrari. Ricciardo already maybe looking to size up Alonso. It's that familiar battle, though, that we kind of got in Canada. And like I said at the start of the episode, you know, this is the midfield fight here. Ferrari v McLaren v Alpine. We're just kind of missing Aston Martin, but I think Vettel may be further up the road. Actually, no, I think both Aston Martins actually behind us, so they've actually lost some pace here, like they have in real life. But here we are then, Ferrari v Ferrari. Leclerc goes very aggressively defensive on the inside there, on the blue stuff, but we go around the outside to the inside of turn 2, doesn't quite make it. Leclerc a bit wide, and here we are then, we've got the jump, but Leclerc comes back at us. We use a bit of ERS, but we're already down to 37% ERS, so I need to watch out for that. I can't overuse that. You know, we did in Canada, and it kind of hurt us quite a fair bit, but we are lunging to the inside of Leclerc through that right-hander, and we've got the jump on him. But the thing is now, I've actually stuffed myself because he's now going to get the DRS activation point here, and I can't. Well, I've got no DRS because Ricciardo's waltzed away, and I can't even overuse my ERS because then I'm going to be screwed for later on the race. So Leclerc simply gets back past this, back up into P7. So this is becoming a ding-dong battle as Leclerc locks up on the front left. He's a bit susceptible. We're getting very close to his rear end there. Where are we going to go, left or right? We go to the left-hand side. Leclerc goes defensive. We're going to squeeze him to the right-hand side, then take back to the racing line and try and swoop around the outside. This is of the next flat-tire right-hander. No! 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 Well, what's there to say, really? What can I say? What can I say? Oh, God. Oh, no. We can't. I don't think we can travel back to Maranello, you know. I think we're going to have to genuinely travel straight to the next Grand Prix, because we can't show our faces in Italy after this incident, after this Ferrari civil war. I have to get that in there. Which means next race, because we can't go back to the factory, we simply cannot step into the country. We'll be shot on sight. Next race, we're not going to have any upgrades for the car. So we're just going to go backwards as per usual. Fantastic stuff. So in the end, Max Verstappen then won the Grand Prix. Hamilton in second, once again showing that despite all the absolute clapitude this team and, you know, behind these guys at the forefront, Verstappen v Hamilton is truly coming into effect here in this 2021 mod career of ours in Road to Glory here, as Verstappen wins, Bottas in third behind, actually does well for once, Perez in fourth, Alonso got that P5, Ricciardo stayed in P6, Yuki Tsunoda came through for a cheeky P7 ahead of both Aston Martins and then Lando Norris, but both Ferraris, both of us out of this Grand Prix. So much so for that, you know, teamwork of, you know, Leclerc taking himself out to help me out at Monaco with the safety car and whatnot. That's just now in the bin. And as per usual on the Road to Glory series, we've been met with a civil war incident. You know, too close. Our car was simply too racy today. You know, it had all the hallmarks of a great race, but then obviously, as per usual, as is the case most of the time, we were ambitious but completely rubbish here today. And it's meant we've slipped away to P5 in the Constructors. McLaren now are in P3, Aston Martin P4. We're only just a couple of points now ahead of Alpine. It really is a very close fight. This is genuinely, not joking actually, it's actually becoming quite a tasty midfield fight here. 53 points down to 46. Very close stuff. But today, we can't be proud of ourselves. We've got to, come back. We've got to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, what are we really doing here? What's going on? In hindsight, maybe if I did use the Nacon controller, I may have actually avoided that incident. A cheeky plug there. Once again, guys, do remember, if you want to check that Pro Controller out, check it out in the link in the description, top line. If you did enjoy the video, though, be sure to hit the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And if you're new around here, do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. And I just had a thought. All that prayer, all that time we spent praying for nothing. Absolutely nothing. Wow, I've been let down. I've been let down by the F1 gods. Never again. Never again.